Your gift does not impress God. Faithfulness does. This is a truth that I have had to wrestle with recently and come to grips with in realizing that it's true. And I want to ask you a question. The question I want you to, or the question I want to ask you, and the question I want you to ponder is, why would your gift impress the gift giver? Why would your gift move the gift giver or make the gift giver yippee and hoorah in any kind of manner? Think about this. I'm going to paint a picture here. If you are a parent and winter is coming up and you know that your child needs a new winter coat, then would you, here, I'm going to paint two pictures, two scenarios, okay? You get your winter coat for your kid, and they either, number one, take that coat, they wear it, it keeps them warm. This coat is provision for them, right? You gave them this coat as a tool, and it's working great for them. And you look and you're like, yay, that's great. Little Jimmy has their coat. That's awesome. They are warm. Or number two, you give this kid this coat, and you notice during the wintertime, you're like, Buddy isn't wearing his coat. Buddy isn't wearing her coat. What's going on? And you ask your kid, hey, why aren't you wearing that coat I got you? And they say, oh, well, actually, I have the coat. It's in great shape. It looks still new, actually. And the coat is it's hanging up in my closet. If you go into my closet, you'll see the coat right now. It's not tattered. It's not torn, nothing like that. The coat looks great. It's right in my closet. Go take a look. But you got your kid that coat as a tool. And it's okay if the coat gets a little worn out, because that means that they're using it. You got your kid that coat for a reason. And it's that same thing with our relationships with God and how we treat the gifts that He's given us. And a lot of the time, we're praying to God for things like strength. God, get me out of this situation. God, provide for me financially. And those are great prayers. Don't mishear what I'm saying. Those are great things to pray for. But oftentimes, when we're praying those prayers, we're asking God for things that He's already given us. Oftentimes, when we're praying those prayers, we're asking God for things that He has already given us. In those situations, most of the time, He has given us everything we need. And it's just about us. It's up to us to go and exercise those things and use those things. But then if we flip the situation on our head, or if we flip the situation on its head, some of us idolize our gift, right? Or idolize the gifts of others. And we think that our gift is too awesome and it's too great. And this makes me absolutely amazing. But we fail to realize that we look at our gift and we think it's so great. And the gift is great because it's from God. But we don't realize, if it's from God and Scripture tells us that we are made in the image of God, then that means that God, with all of these gifts and all of His greatness, is exponentially greater. We have to realize that, and we have to let facts and truths like that center us. See, the thing about gifts is that God gives us to them as tools. He gives them to us for a reason, but they aren't the full picture. As a matter of fact, in Proverbs 18:16, it tells us a person's gifts open doors for him and bring him before the great. Or if you're a lady, a person's gifts open doors for her and bring her before the great. And this piece of scripture tells us and informs us that gifts play their specific roles. They are provision. God has given us gifts to help us out in different ways or different avenues. So with that being said, and watch what I'm about to say. I'm not going to say it's time to go out and be perfect. I'm not going to say it's time to look like the person you're comparing yourself to the first time when you try to be faithful, because that's another thing. You're not them. You're not them. So stop comparing. I'm not going to say, go out and when you try whatever that is, it's time to look amazing. It's time to look like a natural. No, because that's not what God's asking you to do. He's asking you to be faithful. So what I am going to say, and what I am going to challenge you and myself to, is that it's time to be faithful.